What a beautiful sunny day to be celebrating your Find Your Way Coaching 6-year anniversary.
It's
What
true.
does it feel like?
Yeah, and by the way, what a city, Zurich, to celebrate the 6th year
True
anniversary of
story.
a company. Beautiful. It feels really good, Naomi, yes, and I'm glad that we're here together so I can tell you a little bit more about it.
So I actually am super excited to hear how it all started. Would you like to fill us in?
Yeah, how long do you have? 2-3 hours? No, keep it short. So actually everything started in the year 2017. Actually, I had a part-time job on the side, a 20% to be able, to start everything, the entrepreneurship,
The
So,
entrepreneurship.
yeah, and it was a September, 2017, and everything started with the idea of helping people one-to-one, so coaching individuals in the art of saying no. I know that I wanted them to be more able to say no, so I called it assertiveness coaching, which is still going on today, but at the very beginning it was really focused on communication, how to say no, to place the boundaries. So that's how it all started 6 years ago. So coaching individuals one-to-one in transition phases, also some career coaching there too, because professional and personal life, they blend, and we know that. And that's how it all started as a first idea.
I must say, one can really still see your passion for communications and for setting boundaries and for helping people to do so successfully in their lives.
Thank
So it's really incredible the impact that you are making in that space. So we are very happy that you decided to develop in that way. Now, we're really excited to also hear, what are your plans? What has the developments been?
Thank you for your words, and I'm really happy to tell you about the developments so that anyone can know. Well, actually, in this phase that went from the year 2019 on, and then especially during COVID, I realized while I was coaching people one-to-one that the assertiveness coaching, so on the mindset and the communication side, was really powerful for mental health. I went more into research. Actually, there are lots of papers written. I was quite actually lucky to have a lot of research on the side of assertive communication, showing that assertive people are less anxious. They are better communicators at work. They don't use aggressive communication. They have self-esteem. So this is always very good for the mental health. So the more we increase our self-esteem, the better our mental well-being is. And from that idea then came out the mental health first aid training that I went through. I became partner of Promentesana here in Zurich. They're quite known also in Switzerland, and it's not my only partnership, but it was a key partnership in making sure that I could blend assertiveness coaching with mental health. And those are right now the two pillars of my work. I work with many companies, mostly then B2B, business to business. I still coach people one-to-one. The direction has been more international companies to support them in how to do prevention. If we could all patch things up. I always say that, but I think that when we do prevention and we think, what can we do to prevent mental distress or burnout from even happening at the workplace, then we are actually more visionary than just patching things up. It makes more sense. This is how then a very important training, my signature training or assertiveness training for burnout prevention came out. So that's a little bit that in between and now story. And universities became involved as well. So I have the honor to be a lecturer at the Uni St. Gallen, also at the ETH. What I do is that I go and speak to people and try to understand what do they need, right? In terms of those two pillars, mental well-being and assertive communication. And I realized that many boundaries that we need to place is with our digital. So from there, the digital well-being, when we had the webinar together in May, from there, the digital well-being course was born. So that's what I do mainly for university, but I offer it also to companies here in Zurich and in Switzerland in general. So this is what the digital has been. You have seen me in a lot of videos talking about that topic, which is more also now going to perhaps younger people in universities, but not only. I think each one of us should have a digital well-being routine. You know how Thursdays it's my WhatsApp free day. Actually,
I do.
Today I had to send messages, but it's usually my WhatsApp free day.
I must say, I've been to a couple of your digital well-being workshops, and every single time I go, I walk away with a new tip that I can implement in my life. So I thank you for that. because let's face it, with today's digital world, we all do get carried away, right?
It is, and we are connected. We live in this reality. The technology is there, digital is there. We gotta navigate that, as we navigate analog life. So there is no choice but go through this tunnel and try to get the best out of it, to be assertive with ourselves on that respect.
And no better time to start than now with our future leaders, with us, with all the developments that are coming up. We can only assume we're going to go a lot more digital than we already have.
For sure.
But speaking about future, what are your future development plans? What is your vision for Find Your Way Coaching?
Well, there are many things. Again, 2-3 hours to spare? No, but it's a joke. So I'm having more and more partnership which support me to, of course, scale and offer more things to my customers. I want that they feel a complete journey. So one partnership is with B-Treat for regenerative events, which is for offsites and for the typical situation in which companies would like to have an event, but they want something different, more based on mental well-being, and they're really experts in events. And then I'm also partnering up with a company that does professional transitions, evolution, and in this partnership, what I like to do is always to offer another angle, the mental well-being during career transition. But then, because Find Your Way Coaching has these two important pillars, right? The mental well-being and assertiveness, they are going to still be there. And I would like to explore more the medical field. So we are already in contact with some clinics and working more with psychologists and doctors. So it's a long way because there is complexity. So we got to go there, we got to talk. It's important that consultant coaches, doctors and psychologists all work together because it's for our mental health. So I'm thinking of developing this on the aftercare, right? When people have already done a psychological program or were in a clinic after burnout, how are they going to continue, right? What about prevention there? What about the use of coaching to tackle that? What about the use of education and training to tackle that so that people are taken care of even after that? So this is a project in the making.
Wow, what a development, and what a way to show, that community and working together is how we're going to make the massive impact.
Exactly, like with Up Zurich, right? A community that puts us together. I think that's key. At the end of the day, we cannot do everything on our own. We need that community, and yes, it's always great, to think ahead. For me, I always am looking a step ahead.
I must say, on the topic of Up Zurich, we've been very, very honored to be a part of your journey. I know you've been going for 6 years, and it's been really incredible to have you as part of our community. It's been incredible to see the impact that you've been making, but also to see all the different topics that you touch on, being able to touch so many different lives. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate being part of the community too. Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience today?
Well, for me, it's always a little bit of encouragement to both individuals and companies, which are, the clients and customers I serve, to not shy away to think, how can we do prevention at the workplace? How we can communicate better? How communication can impact mental health and eventually can impact company culture. So how we can make this shift in a way that people can communicate better and see the good effect that this has on mental health. So I really want to encourage people to try educational programs for that and to keep up the upskilling and the training. This is something that I truly believe in.
It's incredible. And of course, people can get in touch with you if they'd like to do so, right?
Please, yes. Of course. So, the www.findyourway.company, there's the website. You can always write me. I'm happy to answer. I'm on LinkedIn and info@findyourway.company. I'm on the Up Zurich platform. You know where to find me. I'm always open for a chat, and that's always great to be open for new ideas and to be there for customers. So, yeah.
And when you say customers, I mean, you have a very diverse range of customers. What groups do you serve?
Well, I always say that it's twofold. So the B2C, the business to customer, is mainly coaching one-to-one. So the coaching one-to-one can happen is if an individual contacts me and would like to work on their assertiveness or to prevent burnout, or if they were out of a burnout. So it's that type of one-to-one, the coaching traditional, so to say. However, within companies, companies can pay a package of coaching for individuals and for groups. So that would be one part of the pillar. The second pillar is always, of course, the B2B, so business to business. Companies are my main customers. I have contacts with HR leaders, team leaders, assistants, anyone in the company can contact me to say, okay, what can we do on different type of trainings? Do we want a training that is more based on communication? Do we want to blend the communication and the mental health? So again, always the B2C and B2C aspects are there, and I don't serve a particular industry. You know how Zurich always shapes up to be a lot of pharma and banking, insurances for sure, but I really am open to all different industries, and I serve also different industries. I think at the end of the day, the important thing are people. So no matter what type of synergy is within a team of any type of company, it's always important to take care of education and upskilling. So that's a little bit my motto. And I like the diversity. You know, I come from a marketing background. I work with companies which are very, very marketing oriented. That was my background. But I also, you know, I love science. So I happen to work with many companies which have, you know, medical, pharma, or have a profound science orientation. And that's a little bit, you know, how my interest then shapes up. But that's, I hope I answered your question.
You did. It's incredibly diverse. Incredibly diverse.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I'd like to ask for everybody out there is, you know, are you only working with people in Zurich? What are the options for people who might not be located in our beautiful city?
Thank you. That's a great question. So I work with entire Switzerland. It's shaping up to be a lot of Zurich and Basel. However, because it's possible to have webinars and it's possible to be movable, in general, I say whole Switzerland. For people in other parts of Europe, I'm always open to, you know, to organize something, because, you know, nowadays the world is more hybrid. It's okay to do remote trainings. Remote trainings are powerful. Of course, in person is always a different energy, but remote trainings can be powerful too. So don't shy away from that form of training. And yes, many companies in Zurich are headquartered here, but have places in other countries. I work a lot also in Italian and Spanish aside from English. So then, you know, it's...
Talk about diversity here.
Exactly. And many companies are also asking me, of course, for German, which is the language of Zurich, and for French, and I have collaborations going on, so anything is possible. So I like to think that we act global, because, you know, people can be anywhere.
Yeah.
And yes, I want to reach as much as possible within, of course, always reality, right? But to serve as much as possible.
I love that. Everything is possible, and to serve as much as possible. It's a really incredible note to end this interview on. Alessandra, thanks for letting us set up. Spend your anniversary with you. It's really a very, very special celebration. And we really cannot wait to see what the next 6 years bring for you and Find Your Way Coaching.
Thank you so much, Naomi, for having me. And yes, you know that celebration is good for mental health. So whenever it's any anniversary, anything, any small or medium or big milestone, any milestone, let's celebrate, because it's scientifically proven it's good for mental health and it boosts our self-esteem. So let's go celebrate.
Let's go celebrate. Thanks, Alessandra.